Well, hello, Young and the Restless Daily Recap fans. Today's daily recap is for Wednesday, September 14th, 2022. Wednesday, September 14th. This is going to be a short recap because I don't have much to say about today's episode. I mean, to me, it's ridiculous. Anyway, let me get this over with, okay? Young and the Restless. Nick and Sally, who've never had a flirtatious moment in their relationship. All she's talked about with him is pretty much how much she can't get over his brother. Okay? How does it go from a handshake to shaking the sheets on the couch? I don't get that. I don't get it. I don't understand it. What type of anything was that about? Anything was that about? And you know what's so interesting to me is I thought, where the heck did the sheets come from? Who keeps a blanket in an office, right? I mean, where is that? Oh, by the way, the sheet, in case you want to get busy on the office couch, is right here in this drawer. I mean, what is that? Unbelievable. And then we have Adam comes by and he was gonna, well, he did try to open the door, but it was locked. And so he leaves. And it was just disappointing to just that whole action, that whole thing was disappointing. We have Victor talking to Jack. They're still carrying on that conversation from the day before. Okay. And Adam comes in, says some negative things to his father. And Victor really doesn't say negative things back to him. And Jack, believe it or not, tries to mediate, tries to make the best of the situation. And Victor ends up leaving, because he and Jack were pretty much finished anyway. And there's nothing he can say to Adam that's going to make any difference. Okay. So that was like wasted space. And we have Lily trying to mediate uh, Nate wanting to quit. And she tries to talk some sense into him. She tried to be a Neil. And Devon was kind of like, look, if he wants to quit, let him quit. Whatever, you know, because Devon had been talking to Nate before Lily got there, right? And it was just like, no, whatever. So then we get Billy. Let me see. Nate leaves, he quits. So okay, before all of that, Devon and Nate, because it just escalates. Devon really, he heard Nate, but he didn't care to hear Nate because everything Nate has said is my ideas, what I want to do, you shut down. There was never any learning curve for Nate, never a learning curve. And that's kind of what Devon was saying. Devon was saying, I want someone who wants to learn. I mean, to come in and learn the ropes, not come in and figure I'm going to do the ropes um, the way I see fit, right? And that's Nate. So Devon is kind of like, whatever. Then Nate decides, no, you this, you that, you feel, and then and Devon's like, you know what? You've got this surgeon, the God-like surgeon complex to where you make all the decisions and no one else's decisions matter, but that doesn't work in business. Oh, you gonna bring up my career? And he goes, yeah. And he goes, and he steps up into Devon's face again. Has to be the third time. What, you gonna hit me? You gonna hit me? And Devon is like, you know what? See, that's it. This is where it's coming down to, because I'm telling you, I'm not going to take it this time. I'm not going to be so docile, whatever Nate says. And Devon's like, you know what? That's your problem. You can't take a punch. You know? And Nate is like, oh yeah, well let's do it. Let's get it on. You know, let's do this right here. And Devon's like, wait a minute. You want to do this in an office? No, we are not a because like we're in an office, man. No. And Nate is like, so what? Let's see. And of course it's so what. Nate doesn't care. It's not his company. He doesn't care one bit. He would love to have destroyed everything, which is what everyone needs to look at. And Billy comes running in and he gets between them. And he's like, look, if I could hear you down the hall, everyone else could hear you as well. And in my mind, I'm thinking, well, you know what? I hope you were listening, Billy. And I hope I said Billy came running down the hall. I hope you were listening, Billy, because I hope you listened when you heard Nate trying to start the fight. You heard Nate trying to start this. Nate was the one instigating it, right? So whatever. So Lily comes in and she's like, what is going on? And Billy's like, you know what? This is above my pay grade. This is your family. I'm out. And so Lily tries to calm things down. Lily tries to talk some sense. And Nate is just, I don't know, Devon. Oh, Nate was just going on and on and on. And Lily is just looking, and Devon was letting Nate rant and rave like, oh, whatever. I'm out. I'm quitting. I'm not going to let you quit. And Devon is like, well, if that's what he wants to do, you know, bottom line, if that's a COO decision, that's the kind of decision he makes. Devon like, let him, you know, no. So nothing Lily said even put a dent in Nate's mind. Nothing. He's like, no, this is the way y'all run things. And he's kind of even pointing the finger at Lily too. He really was. And he's like, no, I'm out of this whole thing. And he goes barreling out the door. And Devon looks at Lily, and Lily looks at Devon, and he's like, shh, here we go. You know, what? You know, because that was really Nate being the one out of line. Nate is a subordinate, and he doesn't understand that, and he doesn't care, period. So needless to say, Lily is telling Devon, and Devon's like, Lily, you're not seriously thinking about merging. I mean, going public. Yes, I am, because oh my goodness, what we could do with this, and this. And Devon is like, wait, really? Like this was supposed to be a family thing. That's because Devon didn't want to merge Hamilton Winters with Chancellor anyway, but he did it for Lily. She pulled on his Nate heartstrings, pulled and pulled and pulled and pulled. Okay. So he agreed. But now for this, I'm telling you, I hope Devon definitely buys his company out of Chancellor Winters and goes his merry ways. But here's the thing, Devon has enough money that he could ride the wave, whatever which way it falls, and start another company. Period. See, start another Hamilton Winters, because Lily's company is Chancellor Winters. So boom, I'll start another Hamilton Winters, period. Whatever, you know. But to me, I would take my company out of that. I would do a whole clean break. But then we had the nonsense of Nick and Sally, who to me, I'm sorry guys, there's no chemistry between them. None whatsoever. No chemistry. They didn't even look good together on that couch. Okay. And so Adam pretty much invites himself to eat dinner with them, you know, and it was awkward. It was kind of crazy, a little weird, but I was like, I'm through with this. I'm over this. Today was not a good day on The Young and the Restless. Let's go to Comment Corner. Let's see what we have. In Comment Corner, Robin says, um, Nick Nick goes to all the women that were Adam was involved with. He sure does. Um, and now he's with Sally, and that will mess up the brotherly relationship once Adam finds out. Yeah. And then she talked about hopefully Nikki doesn't run into Sheila in LA because Sheila will kill anybody. And Annette says, Sally the blackmailer. Yep. Sally's getting some leverage. Sally Spectra is coming up in true Sally Spectra form. Okay. Especially when you have your boss coming in saying the powers that be want to get rid of you. So me as a woman, not me, okay, I'm using this as an example. Sally as a woman would think, I'm gonna get all the leverage I can. They might get rid of me, but I'm walking away with a couple million, right? There we go. And Nick fell right into it. And then Annette said, well, that's how Nick rolls. He does that. And Libby loves to say, she says he lost his dang mind. Everybody's losing their mind on the show. Nothing is making sense. It's not. Um, Within a course of 2 days, they're making just these big turns. We get Adam having somebody steal a laptop, blackmailing Chance and trying to blackmail everybody. And then, for one, doesn't get into trouble or investigated at all in this, at all. Um, and nothing happens to him. Then we get Sally and Nick within the course of not 2 days, 2 minutes, go from a handshake to the sheets. We get Phyllis gonna sabotage Diane, but then they throw in this reporter that writes this article. Yeah, they are. They're throwing in just a bunch of stuff. Just, now we got within 2 days, Chelsea is now fixated on Chance. And now we got Nate, who was doing this great festival, racking up all these expenses. Now he just walks away and quits, leaving the company holding the bag. And then Lily also says, the writers, or she feels the writers are just disjointed. It makes no sense. Nikki is going to fly to LA to get information on Diane, when in reality, Diane has nothing to do with Nikki now. Nothing. I mean, this whole thing, it's just, ugh. So I'm exhausted. Hopefully there's a better episode, but I don't see it, everybody. The way they're going, I don't see The Young and the Restless getting good for a while. So these recaps will be nice and short because there's nothing really good, in my opinion, to talk about. If you have some good stuff, good things you saw, please go ahead and comment. And I will read your comments. So everyone have a phenomenal day.